Have you ever wondered why some wedding videographers seem to have it all figured out, booking gigs left and right, while some just struggle to get by? It's not just about talent. There's a whole toolbox of essentials that makes this magic happen for those videographers. You curious? Let's break it down and make sure that you're not missing out on what makes a wedding videographer successful. One of the main things that helps a videographer book more clients is not just because that they love their wedding films. Of course, that is the main driven thing, but the experience they give them on the back ends. Having a CRM, a customer relationship management software, just having that CRM makes you seem more professional and know exactly what you're doing because how professional it is. And the CRM that I use that I highly recommend for every videographer just to have is HoneyBook. HoneyBook is used by a lot of different type of vendors. It helps them keep everything in line and on a timely matter if they need it. I use HoneyBook. I'm so glad a photographer friend showed me HoneyBook. Before HoneyBook, I was just using the regular calendar in my phone. And basically at one point, I shouldn't have never used that because I kept forgetting to put it in there and had to always put stuff in manually, which I didn't like because it took time and sometimes I just forget to even do it. Having something like this that can automate it, that can put it in there directly, makes it worthwhile. So HoneyBook allows you to create contracts, invoice, lead generation. Basically what lead generation is, you can put a contact form on your website and whatever they fill out that form, it comes directly to your HoneyBook. So for instance, on my website, I have a form on my website where it says your name, email, phone number, venue, location, budget, and a little message, all that above. So when they contact me from my website, it goes directly to HoneyBook and I know exactly what they're looking for. And it helps me keep track of all of my couples that reach out to me. If I booked on that day or not, it helps me keep track of all that and have that information for the long haul to have in one setting instead of having it scattered in messages. If you think about it, you always have messages. You probably text a bride in a month or two and you text a new one and another one come in the next week. So you always have so much going on. So having this right here will keep it in one place. In one place, you just gotta remember the name and boom, it's there. That's all the information. Whatever you said to her, text or whatever, it's gonna be there. The HoneyBook definitely helped me on that process so much. The communication is key when talking to a couple. One of the features that I'm starting to really like that's in beta, when somebody reaches out to me, it asks you to review a AI response. And basically, it takes all your responses from your previous projects. I try to send a message to that person that inquiry to you, and it helps a lot because you say the same thing. Most of the time you say the same thing a lot, whether you booked or not, whether you're not booked, whether you change your prices, whether you can add add-ons. That AI feature will remember that you said those things and put it in there, and you can always fine-tune it as you go. And yet, like I said, HoneyBook creates proposals, invoices, contracts, all those things that a videographer needs. Another great feature of HoneyBook that helps videographers is the automation that it has. So you can set it to send out follow-up email within 2 weeks or a month, or if you got somebody booked already, you can send emails roughly for, I don't know, every 3 months or every 2 months or every week. You'll be able to just automate that system instead of you trying to remember to reach out and manually do it yourself. So automation is key. That's something I'm planning on using more of because I feel like you should get used to the app first, then start trying to do automation. But once you get everything under control and figure it out and know exactly how everything works, that's why I'll say implement automation, because your time is valuable, their time is valuable, and you want to make sure that you able to stay in front of the brides if they haven't responded back to you, or just to be in contact with the brides as well. So definitely love the automation features that they have. And like I said, the overall client experience makes or break your service. So the better their experience from talking with you, they are more likely to go with you because the type of experience you gave them beforehand. And HoneyBook will be in the link in the description, so go down there and check it out yourself. So the next thing every videographer should have is a website. You got to have a website, because where are you showcasing your work? Of course, you're gonna have Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all those type of platforms, but you should have something that directly drives them to something that you own. So having a website where whole portfolio, something that talks specifically about you and how you came about or why you do it, or certain packages you have, it should be on a website so they won't have as many questions when they try to contact you about certain things. Because if you have it all on your website and then they inquiry on HoneyBook, it's not really too much to talk about. It might be little things, but most likely if they read everything you have on your website, they're gonna just be, you gonna know that they finna book you because they got everything they needed. Make sure you have a website because they want to see more of your work. I know you probably heard this before. If you haven't, always make sure you have a system. And what I mean by system, just always have something that you know how it works from start to finish. So basically with editing, make sure you find a workflow that works best for you. Like even keeping up with your footage in certain folders. Make sure you're keeping your folders organized helps the process as well, because once you get so many weddings, it's going to get chaotic. It's going to make the back end of your business so much easier because you're not always searching for where raw footage or where the behind the scenes footage or what footage you should use for this project. You'll know exactly where everything is when you put it in certain folders. So like for me, I have a year for 2021, 22, 23, 24. I have years like that. Then I go to weddings 2023. Then I put in, sometimes I do the month. If I don't do the month, I definitely just put out the names and put out the names. The names, I use 3 cameras, main camera, second cam, and third cam. And just having that system alone helps it, makes the whole process easier when going to the edit room. Like how I cut up my footage is basically, I watch all my footage, especially my main camera, cut all the pieces that I know I'm gonna use, all the raw footage that I know I'm probably not gonna end up using, into a whole nother sequence because I might need it later. I might need to go find something and put it back into my main sequence. So that's one thing I do. Then it's kind of like putting a puzzle together because I picked all my best clips that I know that I'm gonna use and they're all right here in front of me. And then I color grade each section. So I color grade the beginning of the I don't color grade, I label my clips. So I label the beginning of the day clips, then I label the ceremony clips, and I label the reception clips. I change, what I mean by label, it changed the colors of the clips. And by having that alone helps me realize like, oh, okay, I want to put a ceremony clip right here, or I want to put a reception clip right here. So I just got to look in that purple section. Makes it so much easier. And that's another thing that's part of the system is delivering your wedding films. And that's really the next step. Having a software that delivers your videos, your wedding films. And one of the main software that I use to deliver my wedding films is EasyFlix. I used to use a Google Drive. Google Drive is not as professional that I would like because it doesn't showcase thumbnails or anything. It's just a link with the name and they go in there and just watch it. Basically what EasyFlix is just like if you ever heard of Pixie Set, they can show a thumbnail from the video and then down below you can include pictures and the actual videos in this software. Basically, they can watch the video or look at pictures. I import both of my videos, whether it's sneak peek, full film, and I take pictures from the video, including into the photo section. And so they also have some photos from that video, and also they have the video films from that. And it displays the videos perfectly, and it makes it more like a Netflix special, if you want to say, because it just showcases the thumbnails with the text on top, and they can choose whether they want to look at the photos or videos. So just having that alone, it makes you seem way more professional than others because you're not just sending them a link to a Google Drive or a Dropbox. It's gonna make them feel more special. So overall, having everything on the back end or everything behind the scenes in a professional manner or in a timely manner makes or break your service and your business. So having those things up to date and understand it to the fullest and make sure their experience is worth their time and money, they are gonna book you. They're gonna book you. If they have the budget, they're gonna book you regardless. So that's why I always tell people, make sure you get your cameras, make sure you get the filming down first, but also you gotta have this stuff in play too, because if you can't brand yourself a certain way, you're gonna struggle a little bit because that's what a lot of people are used to. They're used to that branding. When you brand yourself, when you associate yourself with these type of brands, it makes you seem like you know what you're doing, especially if you're beginning. Those are some of the things that I learned that realized that once I changed it and improved it over time, they're more inclined to go with me because of the experience they have. And I seem like I've been in business way longer than I originally looked. Just do these steps. I promise you, in the long run, you're gonna get more bookings. You're gonna get more bookings because I went from starting out my first year from just shooting 6, 7, 8 weddings till the very next year shooting almost like 15, 16. Then the next year shooting over 20. Then this year actually shooting well in the 20s. Just make sure you just do the back end work. Early in the video, I talk about it's not just talent, but you may be wondering, what about the filmmaking itself? You say do all this back end, but what about the filmmaking? I actually have a video that I give 5 pro tips to improve your filmmaking on wedding day. So I hope to see you over there, and I see you when I see you.